At 17, Lamine Yamal is already more than a rising star. He is a global marker for what modern football looks like. Within a heartbeat, he moved from hopeful prospect to Ballon d'Or contender, forcing managers to rethink tactics and turning casual viewers into ardent admirers. Success at that speed brings euphoria, but it also compresses the normal arc of growth. When a teenager becomes the center of attention, ordinary learning, making mistakes, testing limits, recovering in private, is replaced by spectacle. That is why Boris Becker's intervention matters. Becker experienced teenage fame on tennis's biggest stages and knows the vertigo it creates. His counsel to Yamal, to keep a small circle of serious people, to choose friends carefully, and to build a safety net before the world closes in, is not sentimental advice. It is a survival plan tailored to the realities of modern celebrity. The risks Becker outlines are practical and immediate. Overnight recognition changes relationships. People arrive with proposals, deals, promises, and sometimes false loyalty. Sudden wealth brings complicated contracts and financial choices that can be exploited by those who understand the market better than a 17-year-old. Media attention its privacy and accelerates judgment. Mistakes that would once have been private learning experiences become global talking points. All of this can strain mental health and impair the very instincts that made a young player exceptional in the first place. Protecting a talent like Yamal is therefore not an act of coddling. It is an investment in a long career that requires structure as much as skill. Barcelona's role here is central. Clubs that produce prodigies must broaden their remit from coaching to stewardship, financial education programs, mandatory independent legal counsel for contracts and endorsements, robust mental health support, and clear gatekeeping about who can advise the player. Family must be supported, not sidelined, because rooted people who know a youngster's history can often spot exploitative behavior faster than any commercial advisor. For the player himself, the simplest steps matter. Accept a small, accountable advisory team with defined roles. Insist on transparent reporting for deals, get training in media and personal finance, and preserve time and space to be a teenager away from the spotlight. The wider implications are as strategic as they are personal. A grounded Lamine Yamal becomes a generational cornerstone for Barcelona, a player around whom tactics, identity, and recruitment can coalesce. An exposed Yamal risks becoming a cautionary example that forces clubs to retreat from promoting teenagers too quickly. Becker's warning, then, is not merely paternal. It is civic. It asks institutions, families, and the player himself to value long-term legacy over short-term headlines. Talent opens doors, but wisdom keeps them open. This is a moment of The path forward is neither glamorous nor simple, but it is clear. Build the safety net now, teach the tools of adulthood while preserving the freedom to develop, and insist that structures protect a young life from being consumed by its own success. If Yamal, his family, and Barcelona accept that responsibility, his story can become a playbook on how to steward brilliance in a world that too often mistakes speed for immortality. If they do not, the world will have learned another hard lesson about the cost of celebrity built too quickly. The more hopeful and ultimately truer outcome is that Becker's urgent plea becomes the turning point that secures not just a career, but a lasting legacy.